Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol OTTV. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to use this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis many times in the past, so that's where these green line are coming from, but want to get some things updated here as we head into a new week. And the first update comes from just a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of support are broken below, they tend to act as resistance. So 0045 was an area of resistance, but now that the price has broken down below it, again, this would be considered that initial area of resistance. So let's get that changed to red. So 0045 there. Another area that you could use as resistance, kind of whatever floats your boat, is you can use that purple line there, which is the 50-period simple moving average. And this is just based on, again, that foundational rule. The 50-period was an area of support, but now that the price has broken down below it, this would be considered, an area of resistance. But really the key thing right now that, to point out, because really today, yeah, the price went sideways, but actually let me scrunch up things here just to give an overall perspective. From the big picture of things, the bulls are still in full control. Keyword there being big picture. I realize if you're a day trader and you bought right there, or you're a day trader and you bought right there, and you wanted to sell within 30 seconds, then yeah, for you the chart looks terrible. But I'm talking about the big picture perspective. And from that perspective, the bulls still have plenty of opportunity, assuming, this is kind of somewhat of the new low, and then you look at where this low was, and then you look at where it was down here, and you picture each of these as stair steps. Big picture, bulls are still in full control. So, it's not like everything has totally collapsed, and you can't say that the bears are in total control or anything like that. So from that perspective, everything is still fine, with 003, that green line there, really being kind of that key level of support, because that would still give the chart that nice, beautiful overall stair step. But the one to keep a note on and keep an eye on is in regard to the volume. Today, the volume just absolutely fell off a cliff. I don't mean that in a bad way, because in many senses, low volume while things are consolidating is perfectly fine. So right here, you can see volume was just very, very less compared to other days. And like I said, a few days of very low volume, totally fine. But in the world of penny stocks, you got to keep an eye on volume, because that measures interest. And penny stock traders, if you haven't figured out, they're not the most patient people. So if there's not enough volume, people just sell and move on and lose interest, and they go find where the volume actually is. So keep an eye on the volume, and you don't want to see it stay too low for too long, or else again, kind of the shiny object syndrome comes into play, and then people just move on. But again, 1 day, not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. And from a charting perspective, low volume on consolidation days is healthy. You just don't want to see it last too long like that in the world of penny stocks. But all in all, big picture, bulls are still in control, so we'll see what they have in store for this week. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.